Hi, friends. I have another great story to read to you today. This book is called Bunny Trouble. Bunny Trouble. Once, there was a rabbit colony that was different than any other. The rabbits here were in charge of decorating all of the Easter eggs for the Easter Bunny to deliver. Everyone worked year-round getting ready. Look at all those bunnies. Look at them in the tree. And they're painting. Look at all the eggs at the bottom of the tree. That's a lot of eggs. Everyone except Ralph. He cared for only one thing in the world: soccer. Do you see him? He kicked the soccer ball and it knocked off the scarecrow's hat. It worried his mother and his father. Oh, because look at the picture. He kicked it inside of their house, and what did it do? Broke the lamp. It worried the other rabbits in the colony. Because look, he's kicking it everywhere. It messed up her flowers. And then here, this looks like maybe a traffic cop, and it went right through. It knocked off his hat. It worried his teachers in the school where all the young rabbits went to learn egg decorating. Where was Ralph while everyone else was hard at work in the classroom? He was outside working on his fancy footwork. Look at what happened when he kicked the ball that time. Yikes. Dangerous. It worried his sister Liza, especially when he ruined her birthday party. Oh, because look, he's kicking. Oh my goodness, it messed up the cake and all the guests. Liza loved Ralph more than anyone else in the whole world, but she knew that one day he would get into trouble. He just didn't fit in. Each year, as Easter approached, everyone got busier and busier. The chickens laid more eggs. The painters, the jelly bean makers, and the basket stuffers all worked overtime. So you can see all the chickens laying the eggs. There's a couple mice here. I think they're playing a card game. They're playing a card game right here. Everybody's busy painting. Ralph had to work too. But he had a hard time keeping his mind on his job. Instead, he was thinking about place kicks, and he tried just one. Oops! Over went a full basket of eggs. The exhausted chickens groaned. The rabbits shouted at Ralph, "Go play soccer on the other side of the trees so that we can finish our work in peace," they said. Look at those beautiful eggs that they have in the basket. Ralph was glad to go. He went off to play by himself on the other side of the forest. And you can see he's still playing soccer, right? He's disturbing a moose and a beaver and a bear. And maybe, are they mice? I think they're mice. That night, he did not come home. His mother wept and wrung her hands. Where could he be, she wondered, and with Easter just 2 days away? Morning came, and still Ralph had not come home. Liza slipped out to search for him. She found him not too far away, locked up in a cage. Look. What? A farmer had caught him while he was practicing his dribble in the cauliflower field. The coach always told us to look where we were going, not at our feet, Ralph joked sorrowfully. Don't worry, Liza told him. I'll go and I'll get help. She ran back past the busy rabbits, calling, "Mama, Mama, we must save Ralph. The farmer has caught him and he's going to make him into Easter dinner." I knew that bunny would get into trouble someday, wept Mama as she followed Liza to Ralph's cage. It had thick bars and a heavy padlock. "We'll never get him out of there," moaned their mother when she saw Ralph inside. "Of course we will," said Liza firmly. "I think I can get the lock open." Liza worked for hours, but the lock refused to be picked. The bars wouldn't bend. The door couldn't be pried off. So she's trying. She tried a big hammer to hit it with. That didn't work, right? If I ever get free, whispered Ralph, I promise I will never play soccer again. No, Ralph, said Liza, you want to be a soccer player, and you will be too, but you also have to help with the eggs. And not be such a nuisance, added Mamma. Ralph knew they were right. He promised to do what they said. Hours passed, and suddenly Liza cried, I've got an idea that will do the trick, but we will have to hurry. Liza and Mamma ran all the way home. In no time, Liza was back carrying a small bundle under her arms. She squeezed it carefully through the bars of Ralph's cage, and then she whispered the plan. What do you think it is? You can make a prediction. You could tell your brother or your sister or your dog or your parents. What do you think she put in that bag and passed through the bars to her brother? She's trying to save her brother, right? The next morning, there was a great commotion around the cage. Commotion means like lots of action. Stuff's going on. Inside it, next to Ralph, was a basket of the most beautiful Easter eggs anyone had ever seen. Some were polka dotted, some were dyed deep purple, and some were painted with rainbows. The farmer's children gathered around. He must be the Easter Bunny, they exclaimed with wonder. How else could he have gotten those eggs? We must let him go, or there won't be any Easter for us. So the farmer opened the cage door. Ralph ran home as fast as he could. But he didn't forget Liza's words. He did try harder with his painting. Ralph even became known for one special design, which he did far better than anyone else, and almost as well as kicking, passing, and scoring. Look carefully. He's turning his Easter eggs into soccer balls, right? So you can think, was your prediction right or wrong, right? And remember, it doesn't matter if your prediction was wrong because you're using your brain and you're thinking. And that's what you do when you're reading stories is you're thinking, what's going to happen next, right? Good readers, they do that. They make predictions. I love that his sister saved him, right? She didn't give up. And she came up with a creative idea to save her brother. This is another one of my favorite books. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep reading.